I love Arknights. It is, as I repeatedly tell people, my favorite gacha game. And admittedly, I have had some people on YouTube recently leave comments questioning why that is, saying the game is garbage, saying that they don't understand how someone can actually like a game like Arknights, and disregarding those people of poor taste. Arknights is embroiled right now in quite a bit of drama as players are in an uproar over the use of art, and more specifically AI art. This is an issue I didn't even know was present, that I didn't even know was possible. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm not here to take sides. I'm merely here to bring topics like this to my larger audience of viewers. Today specifically, we're talking about how 12W is being accused of using Alchemaniac's artwork and referring to it as fan art, when Alchemaniac specifically goes on to state that he does not want anyone to use his work for AI related learning, etc. Now, I believe Alchemaniac is the artist behind the character of Scatty used in Arknights. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know very little about the whole artist community. I'm just basing this off of what I read over on Reddit. 12W here is an AI artist where he takes art from what I believe to be other artists and then has it altered using AI. Now, he does credit the artists, from what I can tell, based... Oh yeah, that is nice. Lost my train of thought. He does credit the artists, and you know, I appreciate that he takes the time to do that. Not everyone does. If I use art from artists in a thumbnail or in a video, I always give credit in the description. I leave a link to their social media where you can go ahead and like their art, follow them. But where this becomes a problem is that they explicitly state that while they do upload this publicly to the internet, they do not allow for anyone to use their work for anything related to AI learning, AI alteration. And Twild here, he did not respect that. You know what I respect though? All of my incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys are absolute legends, and I cannot express how deeply I appreciate all of you that remain active patrons supporting me. Also, if you have a moment, consider following me over on Twitch. I stream there every weekend, and I'll be streaming Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and every other gacha as they release. Now, Wave did credit Alchemaniac. Now, Alchemaniac, again, refuses to let anyone use their work for AI-related learning. They credited Alchemaniac. Alchemaniac actually responded to Wave on Twitter, highlighting they explicitly stated text on their profile page asking them to stop crediting his name in his AI-generated work. He goes on to further state, "I did not permit any AI-related learning on my work." And at this juncture, right, you apologize. You're using someone else's work without their permission, and they're asking you to stop. So any normal person would say, "Oh, I'm sorry for using your work without your explicit permission." Alchemaniac isn't asking him to take it down. He's merely asking him to stop doing it. But no. Instead of doing that, instead of respecting Alchemaniac's wishes and being an honest, decent human being, Twild instead goes on to reply with, "Dear Alchemaniac, I credited your name for the original Skady design done by Hypergriff. The Elora was trained with the common knowledge of the Skady design by the whole community. Thus, it constitutes fair use similar to all other fan arts. It shows our love for Skady." Now, admittedly, I do not believe there is any law currently against using AI systems to alter images. If you steal someone's image, if you plagiarize something, then you can have it taken down via the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. You can merely have it copyright struck, but there is no law in place right now that prohibits the alteration via an AI. So instead of just honoring this request, Twild goes and spouts some legal precedent refusing to acquiesce to this request from the original artist, then goes on to state, I would be happy to comply if you are representing Hypergriff, not himself, Hypergriff, the studio behind Arknights, to ask the Arknights community, not Twildwave specifically, if he is addressing the entire community to stop making any to stop making any fan arts for Skady. This guy is warping what Alchemaniac is saying. Alchemaniac merely stated, please don't use AI to alter my artwork, to learn from my art. Twildwave, for some reason, took great offense to this and is saying that in so doing, Alchemaniac is attempting to censor the entire Arknights community of all fan art related to that singular character. And if they comply, they are essentially acquiescing to that censorship. The Laura, I honestly do not know what Laura stands for. Again, I'm very limited in my knowledge of AI learning, of the entire art scene, but I was asked to take a look at this because it is absurd. I don't understand how this can even be a thing, but the internet, and more specifically Twitter, is a constant source of amazement to me. So the Laura was made with the community effector to show our love for Skady like all fan art. He then further goes on to state, dear Alchemaniac, with all respect and all my love for Skady, the Skady design is a teamwork by Hypergriff. It is Hypergriff's decision for its usage in fan arts. Your comment contradicts with Hypergriff's continuous support of fair use in fan arts. Please remove his comment before it further damages the Arknights fan base. Sincerely, an Arknights fan. He then goes on to tag the official Arknights staff page, the official Arknights English page. This guy has absolutely lost his mind. As Lurkane notes here, Alchemaniac designed her, Hypergriff bought her design, Alchemaniac made her, but disregarding all of this drama, all Alchemaniac asked for was to not be credited. That was it. That was literally all that they asked for, to stop crediting them in their tweets. That is it. This person just blew this topic up to astronomical levels. I don't understand why. Asa Dekai here, I feel like everyone but Twild understands the situation. I feel like what the artist did was not ask you to delete it, just to not involve. The image was just to explain why they didn't want credit. Again, it is as simple as just not crediting the person. They didn't need to involve the entire community in this and make it all public. And this guy, Twild, has just continued to dig himself deeper into a hole. Again, Alchemaniac's request was very simple. It was very basic. I don't know why Twild decided to take it so drastically out of context. And then they proceed to play the victim. My channel is being targeted by verbal harassment and false reporting because of the Skady fan arts he created. Whoever did these are shame of the Arknights community. What is the shame of the Arknights community is how you're acting and how you've handled this entire situation. I received more death threats following Alchemaniac's comments today. Then he proceeds to tag the Arknights staff, the Arknights English Twitter again. The comment is creating more damage to the community. Yes, Alchemaniac's single comment, the one single comment that Alchemaniac made saying please do not credit me, is creating additional damage to the entire Arknights community, because that train of logic makes absolute sense. He then goes on to make another tweet because this apparently is not enough attention for this man. I am not afraid of the harassment and threats following Alchemaniac's comment today. I'll keep fighting for everyone's freedom to express love for their waifus. Does this guy not understand the meaning behind Alchemaniac's request? Or is he just doing this to fabricate drama that just isn't there? Because this makes absolutely no sense to me. And I cannot wrap my head around how this would make sense to anyone. But you know what? Maybe it's just flying over my head. I don't know. But judging by the comments on Twitter, judging by a lot of the comments over on Reddit, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm not the only one that has trouble understanding how this guy, 12 Wave, has failed to grasp the basic concept behind a simple request asking you not to credit them in the description of your tweet. It's really not difficult. Really doesn't need to be as overly dramatic as it is. Again, not hating, I'm just reading through this as I see it. This is a very, very dumb situation. I genuinely hope this all gets sorted out. I do not think Alchemaniac is in the wrong. I think his request was very simple, but it might go a lot deeper than that. I don't know. Either way, if Arknights isn't your kind of game, absolutely no problem. I got 2 different videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley. One featuring a list of every gacha game releasing this month. The other featuring a brand new gacha game that was just released that actually looks kind of interesting.